वेलकम टू दिस वीडियो ऑन प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस। अगर आप बिगिनर हैं, मैथ्स में वीक हैं, तो इस वीडियो को एक बार, दो बार, तीन बार आराम से देखें, अपनी सहूलियत से देखें। वॉच एट योर कन्वीनियंस। मेक श्योर दैट यू मेक प्रॉपर नोट्स and be engaged with the video while you're watching the video. So let us get started. And if you're not exactly a beginner, you can just fast forward through the video and have a look at how I am using these relations to calculate faster. That's all. So सबसे पहले, the first thing that we will learn is how to write relation between selling price and cost price if profit or loss percent is given. Correct? Now this whole concept is based on the concept of percentage. Profit and loss is the first topic that we cover after percentage. So what happens if A is greater than B by 20%? क्या होता है जब A B से 20% बड़ा होता है? So we say A must be equal to B plus 20% of B. I can write B as 100% of B. So I can write B as 100% of B. ये हमने परसेंटेज में ऑलरेडी देख लिया ये. So A is equal to 120% of B. So this is something which should be known to you very clearly. So now imagine for a moment that profit. What is profit? Profit is the percentage by which selling price is more than the cost price. That is how you define profit mathematically. मतलब profit is the percentage by which selling price is more than the cost price. आपको फॉर्मूला ध्यान है ना इसका? How do you write it down? SP by minus CP upon CP into 100. It is the same as the percentage by which A is greater than B. तो अगर यहां पे दिया हुआ है प्रॉफिट इज 25%, तो आपके दिमाग में तुरंत एक इक्वेशन आनी चाहिए दैट सेलिंग प्राइस मस्ट बी इक्वल टू कॉस्ट प्राइस प्लस प्रॉफिट. और प्रॉफिट क्या है? 25% ऑफ कॉस्ट प्राइस. सो सेलिंग प्राइस इज इक्वल टू 125% ऑफ कॉस्ट प्राइस. याद रखो इसको. वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट द मोमेंट यू सी 25% प्रॉफिट, आपके दिमाग में आना चाहिए that selling price is 125% of cost price, or selling price is equal to 1.25 times the cost price. तो ये दोनों चीजें आपके दिमाग में एकदम से आनी चाहिए जैसे ही प्रॉफिट परसेंट 25% दिया है. अगर प्रॉफिट 20% दिया होता तो क्या लिखोगे आप? सेलिंग प्राइस इज 120% ऑफ कॉस्ट प्राइस. तो आप 20 को 100 में ऐड करो, क्योंकि हर चीज को आप 100%, देखो परसेंटेज में आप हर चीज को 100 से ही ऐड या सब्ट्रैक्ट करते हो. जैसे यहां पे प्रॉफिट 15% हुआ, तो हम क्या लिखेंगे? सेलिंग प्राइस इज इक्वल टू 115% ऑफ कॉस्ट प्राइस. अब किसी भी वर्ड प्रॉब्लम में इफ यू आर गिवन दैट अ मैन सेल्स एन आइटम फॉर 15% प्रॉफिट, तुरंत आपके दिमाग में ये इक्वेशन आ जाना चाहिए that selling price is 115% of CP. Instantly you should think of this. If there is a loss of 25%, so selling price is equal to 100 minus 25, that is 75% of CP. Because we are calculating everything on CP, profit also and loss also, unless it is stated otherwise in the question. If there is a loss of 12%, SP is equal to 88% of CP. This should be almost instantaneous. And what I recommend is, you can simply write down what if the profit is 12%, 15%, 17%, 18%. Try writing down these equations. This process should be almost instantaneous. तुरंत होना चाहिए. Profit 12%, that means 112% of CP is equal to SP. Profit 17%, so 117% of CP is equal to SP. Do the same thing for loss. Loss of 2%, 5%, 8%. क्या करोगे? Loss of 2%, 98% of CP is equal to SP. Loss of 5%, 100 minus 5, 95% of CP is equal to SP. Loss of 8%, 100 minus 8, 92% of CP is equal to SP. So this is something which should be absolutely clear to you even before you start solving any word problem. प्रॉफिट दिया है मतलब सेलिंग प्राइस और कॉस्ट प्राइस के बीच में रिलेशन दिया है, तुरंत क्लियर होना चाहिए. Let us look at one question. If the profit is 25% on selling price, अब ये बदल दिया है. इससे पहले हमने प्रॉफिट में कुछ लिखा नहीं था कि सीपी पे कैलकुलेट करना है या एसपी पे कैलकुलेट करना है, तो आपने अज्यूम कर लिया कि वो सीपी पे ही कैलकुलेट होगा, तो इसलिए परसेंटेज भी सीपी का ही निकला, 25% ऑफ सीपी ही लिखा हमने. यहां पे क्या बोल रहा है वो, दैट प्रॉफिट इज 25% ऑफ एसपी, विच व्हाट डज दैट मीन, दैट द प्रॉफिट फिगर इज 25% ऑफ एसपी. व्हाट इज द रिलेशन बिटवीन एसपी एंड सीपी? सो हमारा बेसिक रिलेशन तो चेंज नहीं हो रहा है. सेलिंग प्राइस इज एसपी सीपी प्लस प्रॉफिट. This relation is not getting changed. The only thing is the profit figure, instead of writing in terms of CP, you will now write in terms of SP. तो आप क्या लिखोगे? SP is equal to CP plus what is the profit? 25% on SP. तो यहाँ पे इसको 25% of SP लिख लोगे. अब SP खुद का 100% होता है, तो आप क्या लिखोगे? 100% of SP is equal to CP plus 25% of SP. अब ये 100% ऑफ SP और ये 25% ऑफ SP इधर माइनस कर दो, इधर लाके लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में. सो 100 माइनस 25 विल गिव यू 75% ऑफ SP इज इक्वल टू CP. तो देखो, अगर प्रॉफिट और लॉस परसेंटेज SP पे दिया है, 25% ऑन SP लॉस है, तो आप क्या लिखोगे? 75% ऑफ SP इज इक्वल टू प्रॉफिट. क्योंकि अगर प्रॉफिट हो रहा है इसका मतलब सेलिंग प्राइस, सॉरी 75% ऑफ SP इज इक्वल टू CP. क्योंकि अगर प्रॉफिट हो रहा है इसका मतलब सेलिंग प्राइस से कॉस्ट प्राइस कम है. अब यहां पे लॉस हो रहा है, तो आप क्या बोलोगे? फिर से योर स्टार्टिंग इक्वेशन इज द सेम, SP इज इक्वल टू CP, बट लॉस है तो माइनस लॉस. सो SP इज इक्वल टू CP. व्हाट इज द लॉस? 15% on SP. So you write it as 15% of SP. 100% of SP, ये माइनस का लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में जाके प्लस हो जाएगा, सो 100 प्लस 15, 115% ऑफ SP इज इक्वल टू CP. तो अगर लॉस 15% ऑन SP है तो क्या लिखोगे? 115% ऑन SP इज इक्वल टू CP. अगेन दिमाग में ये चीज क्लियर होनी चाहिए दैट परसेंटेज प्रॉफिट या लॉस, is it being calculated on CP or on SP? Because you will calculate the profit accordingly. अब मान लो प्रॉफिट 20% ऑन SP दिया है, तो प्रॉफिट 20% ऑफ SP दिया है, इसका मतलब क्या है कि 80% ऑफ SP मस्ट बी इक्वल टू CP. कैसे? सो SP इज इक्वल टू CP प्लस 20% ऑफ SP, क्योंकि प्रॉफिट इज 20% ऑन SP. इस 20% के लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में ले आओगे, यू विल गेट दिस इक्वेशन. इसी तरह से अगर लॉस इज 40%, अब क्या होगा? अगेन सेलिंग प्राइस इज इक्वल टू कॉस्ट प्राइस, लॉस है तो माइनस होगा 40% ऑफ कॉस्ट प्राइस, और इस माइनस है इस तरफ, तो लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में लाके इसको ऐड करेंगे. व्हाट विल यू गेट? 140% ऑफ SP is equal to CP. I hope this is very, very clear. In fact, before starting any question, you should be precise about what is the relation between SP and CP the moment that percentage profit or loss is given to you. Similarly, relation between CP and marked price. So marked price is usually calculated as a percentage of CP. So percentage markup, हमारा फॉर्मूला क्या है? मार्क्ड प्राइस इज इक्वल टू CP प्लस मार्कअप, यही हमारा फॉर्मूला है. तो हम क्या लिखेंगे? मार्क्ड प्राइस इज इक्वल टू CP plus 40% of CP. So mark price is 140% of CP. This should be absolutely clear. If the percentage markup is 60%, then mark price will be 160% of CP. ध्यान रखना. If the percentage markup is 80%, then mark price will be 180% of CP. Instantly दिमाग में आना चाहिए. Please make sure that you practice a lot on this. If the percentage markup is 30% of marked price दिया है. Now remember, this is a markup given on marked price. So what will you write? Marked price is cost price plus markup. And now this markup is calculated as a percentage of marked price. So what will you write? Plus CP plus 30% of marked price. Now you bring this 30% of marked price on the left hand side and you will get 70% of marked price is equal to cost price. Do not solve word problems before this is understood by you very well. Because if you want to solve questions faster, this is something that you should be able to instantaneously write down. So let us start. An item costs rupees 500. If the profit percentage is 20, what is the selling price? Now, the moment you see profit percentage is 20, instantly you should think about selling price is equal to 120% of cost price. So which means 120 upon 100 into 500. This will simply easily give you the selling price. So what do you get? This is 5 times and you get 600. Is there anything wrong in doing CP plus 20% of CP? There is nothing wrong in doing that. Just that this method will give you an answer in one step. जहाँ ये करने की ज़रूरत हो, वहाँ पे ये भी कर सकते हो. There is nothing wrong. But you should understand this relation very quickly. An item is sold for rupees 500. If the profit percent is 25%, what is the CP? Now you are given the selling price, but profit percent is 25%. So instantly you should be able to write down selling price is equal to 125% of cost price. This should be instantaneous. So 500 is equal to 125 by 100 into CP. Now this is divided by 25. 25 5s are 125. 25 4s are 100. And again, 500 times gives you 500. So if you calculate this, you will get CP is 400. But what is the crux of it all? Your ability to write this equation very fast. If you are able to write this equation fast, you will be able to solve this question in no time. Next, an article is bought for rupees 300. It is marked up by 40% and sold at a discount of 10%. What is the selling price of the article? Once again, you are given three things marked up by. So obviously, if you are given a markup, then marked price comes into picture. If you are given a discount, then you know that discount, we have a relation between marked price and selling price. If you are given markup, you have a relation between marked price and cost price. We are all aware of this. So we know that marked price is cost price plus markup. So marked price, what is the cost price given in this case? 300. And what is the percentage markup? 40%. You calculate this percent on CP. So is equal to 40% of 300. But I have also told you that if the marked price or markup percentage is given to be 40%, you should be able to write this down also. 140% of CP. Marked price is 140% of CP, which is essentially the same. So marked price is 140% of 300, which is nothing but 420 rupees. That's your marked price. What about your discount? It is sold at discount of 10%. The moment the discount is 10%, you should know that selling price must be marked price minus 10% of marked price, because discount is calculated on marked price. So selling price is 420 because that is your marked price, minus 10% of 420. So selling price is 420 minus 42. And finally your selling price is rupees 378. But what was important to solving this question? Your ability to understand that if the percentage markup is 40%, your marked price is 140% of CP. And if your discount is 10%, your ability to understand that selling price is equal to 90% of marked price. This is very, very important for you to understand. Next, after marking up an item by 50% and giving a discount of 20%, a trader sold it for rupees 720. So obviously this is your selling price, this is your percentage markup, and this is your percentage discount. So is it difficult? No, it's not difficult if you are able to write down the relations quickly. So you have a markup percentage as 50%, so you know that marked price will be 150% of cost price, and there is a discount of 20%, so you also know that selling price must be 80% of marked price. Why 80%? Because you give a discounts on marked price, so selling price must be marked price minus 20% of marked price, which becomes 80% of marked price. Now selling price is given to you, so what do? You write 720 as the selling price, which is 80% of the marked price. So marked price is 720 into 100 upon 80. So you get the marked price as 900 rupees. Now once you get this marked price, you can substitute in this equation. So 900 must be equal to 150% of cost price. So 900 into 100 upon 150 is equal to cost price. 150 will 6 times becomes 900. So CP or the cost price is equal to 600 rupee. Again, you will be able to solve this question very fast if you are able to write down these two relations quickly. Another question, 6 chocolates are sold for a rupee. What does that mean? Sold for a rupee means selling price is given to you. 6 chocolates for 1 rupee. So understand one thing, selling price is always the price of one item. So what is the price of one chocolate here? 1 divided by 6, rupees on top and number of units on at the bottom. Profit earned is 20%. So the moment you are told the profit, you should write this relation between SP and CP. SP is 120% of CP. So you have the SP as 1 by 6, which is 120% of CP. So CP is 1 by 6 into 100 upon 120. So 25s are 100, 26 are 120. So 5 by 36. This is the cost price of one chocolate. But you are asked how many were bought for a rupee. So if this is the price of one chocolate, for 1 rupee you will get 36 by 5 chocolates. It is not an integer, but fine, you can actually understand how to solve this question. I hope you've understood how to solve this question. That's it. Thank you very much.